All right, what's good, y'all? So we did make some changes offline, and right here, one of the biggest ones are, well, yeah, one of the biggest ones that we did is this nav bar. Outside of me changing the color, you can actually scroll and it stays up top, and it doesn't nothing. It's over everything else. So a little bit of help with something called Z index helps a lot. And we also watched a couple videos on like background images. So a lot of those videos, shout out to Kevin Powell and Brocode. They brought a lot of insight on, why do I sound like that? I hope I'm not getting sick. I really do. But yeah, the Broco videos and the Kevin Powell videos really did help with just this section. So I know we're on week 3, and I know we're on day 5 in this video series. Oh man, I really got to figure out how I can get more time, man. That's the biggest issue. But we're just gonna keep pressing. We're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep prioritizing, most importantly. But we're still trying to build this webpage, and I'm still learning. To be honest, I'm not even hating on it. I'm not super stressed about it. I just want to apply everything I've learned to this website. So anyway, so the only thing left we have on week 2 is positioning. We're almost done with that. Then after that, we could just hop into Flexbox, grid, and responsive design. So Z index, we did work on that offline. So basically, it puts the text behind whatever. Inline display. I shouldn't be saying put the text behind whatever. What's the specific? Controls how far back or how far forward an element should appear on the web page when elements overlap. So when elements overlap, it's how far back it should be or how forward it should be in contrast to the order of elements. So honestly, if I would have went back a little bit earlier and found that could have been why, high Renaissance this, that was probably just a Z index problem, not whatever I was doing earlier. But I'm glad that I went through that journey to realize that. So now I know Z index is for how back or how forward an element should be. But inline display, every HTML, let me slap that on. Dictates if it can share horizontal space with other elements. Elements for the entire room. Other elements can take up as much horizontal space as their content requires. Display property, inline block, and inline block. Okay. What's the impact? Every HTML element has a default display value that dictates if it can share horizontal space with other elements. Okay, so left and right space. Some elements fill the entire browser from left to right regardless of the size of their content. Other elements can take up as much horizontal space as their content requires and can be directly next to other elements. So that's when inline block and inline block come in play. The default display for some elements such as EM, strong, and A is called inline. Inline elements have a box that wraps tightly around their content, only taking up the amount of necessary space to display their content. Okay. And the CSS display property provides the ability to make an element in inline inline element. One of the guys earlier said, you know, it's cool that you can do this in the HTML index.html sheet, but you really want to keep all your styling under CSS just to keep it organized. This includes elements that are not inline by default, such as paragraphs, divs, and headings. That are not inline by default. Okay. So what exactly does display block do? Some elements are not displayed in the same line as the content around them. They are called block level elements. Okay. These elements fill the entire width of the page by default, but their width property can also be set. So block level elements, unless otherwise specified, they are the height necessary to accommodate their content. Elements that are block level by default include all levels of heading elements, H1 through H6. Paragraph elements, divs, and footers. For a complete list of block level elements, visit the documentation. So these are block level by default. So how do we use this? In the example above, all strong elements will be displayed on their own line with no content directly on either side of them, even though their contents may not fill the width of most computer screens. Okay, display block elements will be displayed on their own line. So in here we added a footer element at the bottom of the document. The change, that's because the footer element is empty. Add an H3 element inside of the footer. Why not? Change that. Okay, add an H3 element inside of the footer that says, thanks for taking our survey. Boom. To improve the appearance of the web page, set the height of the footer to 100 pixels in style CSS. I don't know why I scrolled all the way down. Well, is it here? Yeah, footer. So we changed the height. We did not use, are we going to use it here? Okay. Yeah, because they showed display blocked in the example, but we didn't use it in the practice. Interesting. Third value for the display property is inline block. Damn, we just jumped straight to there. It's block, inline, and inline block. Inline block display combines features of both inline and block elements. Inline block elements can appear next to each other, and we can specify their dimensions using the width and height properties. Images are the best example of default inline block elements. Okay. For example, the divs below will be displayed on the same line and with the specified dimensions. So these are all on the same line. Take a look at the code. HTML. So anything with the class rectangle will be displayed as the inline block. So same line, different elements with the same class. Then you could change the width and the height. So I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Yeah, that was bad. Okay. Oh, I gotta sneeze again. No, I don't. No. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. But okay, so that's the general gist of it. Same line, same class elements, but it's broken up. God. Okay. So I gotta stop doing that. Let's apply inline block to this guy. So I'm gonna close this. So what can I inline? Oh, this pepperoni green peppers spray. So H2. So let's do. Okay, so how they do it on here? Once again, it's same class. Div class rectangle. Div class rectangle. Div class rectangle. Me three. So am I. Okay. So we're gonna add divs to all three of these. So this is menu. Well, I don't want. Okay. This will be hit them with this. No, I don't have to do an overall div. I could just hit them with this, or rather, hit them with that. Thank you. I'm gonna do the same here. Nope. Oh, I didn't say it? Okay. We are working on the inline block. Okay, so all these divs are gonna have a class of menu items, class, let's fix that. Okay, so we have our class of menu items. This is right below our banners, so that's where I'm gonna put it. Then with that, and then we're gonna do display inline block with studio and height. Well, they're pretty close together. Height 13. Okay, hold on. Why did the menu change? It's not even a part of menu items. What? There's menu, but there's menu items. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, yes. So that's 13. And then let's do 20. Yeah. Dang, you know what? Well, no, they would all be on the same line anyway. Why? Wait. Why aren't these below the H2? Because, yeah, why are these on the same line as the H2? Am I tripping? Here's menu. That's not even centered. Oh, it's centered in the box. I'm tripping. Okay. We have our margin. But why? Like if I do a P element. Yeah, it's all the way down here. So what? It's crazy because they're not even connected. All right, what if I deleted all this? And just put it down here. Why is that on the same line? Is it due to the margin? Take that up. No, so why is it on the same line? That's so weird. Okay, hold on. Because it's closed off with the div. Okay, let's check out our H3s. If we have one. No. H2. The menu is an H2. These are H3s. Menu H3. That might be it right here. Okay, yep. Menu H3. Okay, no. What the fudge? Okay, now I have two menu. There we go. Okay. So we had an extra, well, we had menu attached to the H3 and it was inline flex. Okay, maybe we'll see that in this one a little later. But okay, so now we know. I was like, that's weird. So that's top, right, bottom. Let's do 20. Okay, let's do 50. Still kind of a lot. Let's do 6. 4. Yeah, 4. 4 feels pretty good. Okay. Now it's title card, menu, right below our menu. It's H2. So this one's gonna be, where are we? Menu items. Well, no, it's already set. Wait, where's our, oh, menu items, here we go. Right below our H2, make some space. Okay. So right here, set up our margin. Well, if I want the text to stay centered, centermost to the page rather. Yeah, like it scoots over to the left. I have the padding at 40. But that's to kind of get the image to stretch. Okay, hold on. Should I do 100% on here? Okay, so that, I want to do it in the way they have this right here. But I also want it to be very centered. So it's inline block, but each of them have 100% width. So it's still gonna look like this. So 100% width is not gonna work. 100 EM is not gonna work. 30, golly. Got some height on there. They're centered, but they're not in the center of the page. So I need a, let me ask this, how to keep my text aligned the center of the page. Responsive web design, CSS. To center text horizontally within a responsive web page using CSS, the text align property. So text align center is the most straightforward method. This property applies to block level elements and centers their inline content like text. Center text within a specific container, apply text align center to that container's CSS rule. Okay. Center all text on the page, apply text align center to the body element or the universal selector. However, this is generally not recommended for long blocks of text due to readability concerns. So I need a container. I need a container for excuse me. So if we have menu items, let us we have our div. Messed it up. There we go. We have our div. This will be a ID of all menu items. Then from here, the menu items, we have all menu items and text align center. There we go. So we needed a container. Got it. So now they stay centered, yes. And then they get responsive after that when they get small enough. Nice, nice. We are making pretty good progress. Asking really good questions as well. That's a huge plus. So I guess for my containers, I'll use them as IDs to better separate them in the CSS. But that is huge. Okay, so we have pepperoni, green peppers, Sprite as the drink. Very straight to the point menu. Straight to the point and lackluster. But hey, wait, I see mushrooms on that pizza. Hey, we don't have that. We're all out. Pepperoni, green peppers, Sprite. Choose wisely. All right, hopping straight back into it. Let us put that back. Put that back. There we go. Okay, so we got this aligned, which is nice. And here it is. Okay, so that's inline block. And then to add like this little blue background, we can do, okay, so this is our all menu items. Well, I want them all to be separate, so it'll be here, background color, let's do aquamarine. Then we can add margin, bottom to 1 EM. Keep it simple. We're not gonna overthink that. So we got that. Save that. Next, we have, so that's inline block. That's on the same line, same class. Same class is on the same line. Our biggest obstacle with this was having them stay in the center of the page. And to do that, we put all three separate containers that are on the same line within one big container to affect the actions of all of the ones in the smaller container. So from here, we have float. Float property is commonly used for wrapping text around an image. Note, however, that moving elements left to right for layout purposes is better suited for tools like CSS Grid and Flexbox, which you'll learn about later on. Moving elements left to right for layout purposes. If you're simply interested in moving an element as far left or as far right as possible in the container. Here, I have a question actually. What would you use the float property for in the real world? The float property is often used in wrap text around images, like in news articles or blogs. For example, you might float an image to the left so the text flows neatly around it. It can also be used for simple layouts like placing boxes or buttons side by side. But newer tools like Flexbox or Grid are better for most layout tasks. Okay, so use Flexbox or Grid. Those are the better ones. Okay, clear. The clear property specifies how elements should behave when they bump into each other on the page. It can take on one of the following values. Left, the left side of the element will not touch any other element within the same containing element. Okay, take a look at the answer divs on the web page. They have been floated to the left, but the question divs are touching the answer divs on the right. Let's fix this. Oh, which one? Answer divs. What? In the question selector, set the clear property to the left. Notice how the question is moved. Question selector. Set the clear property to the left. I just want to see what this looks like, that's all. Here, I'm gonna run this. Okay, so they're all on the right side over here. Take a look at the answer divs on the web page. They have been floated to the left, but the question divs are touching the answer divs. So on this one, set the clear property to the left. So they were all floating to the left. Okay. All right, so that's layout. Cool. Let's come here. So you know what? That's it with positioning. Now we can move on to is it a, no, it's not this one. No. Did I look at the CSS? No, not that. Hold on. Under here we have, this is week 3, typography, colors, and positioning. We messed with colors a little bit, positioning, yes. Typography, we could take a look at that real quick, just for the refresher. The art of arranging text on a page. There's word spacing, letter spacing, text align. Okay, I'm just taking a look at it. Local fonts can be added to a document with the font face property. Okay. Google Fonts provides free fonts that can be used in an HTML file with the link tag. Okay. I'm not going to apply it. Once we get to changing font, I just want the website to look decent. Font will be the last thing I worry about. All right, so that's everything on here. So let's work on Flexbox right now. That is what I need to look for. What is Flexbox on here? Let me pause this so I can find it. Okay, so we have display flex right here. And any element can be a flex container. Flex containers are helpful tools for creating websites that respond to changes in screen sizes. Child elements of flex containers will change size and location in response to the size and position of their parent container. For an element to become a flex container, its display property must be set to flex. So display flex. Okay, this is block. So I can think of block as, I was gonna say, think of the B, but the F kind of, like the letter B being vertical, but the letter F is vertical as well. Think of block. I can think of block as stacking blocks on top of one another, and then flex. Yeah, just straight across, horizontal. Just using E has that flex, like it's horizontal, you know, flex, something about that. So, okay. We have inline flex. Okay, display value of flex that it remained a block level element. What if we want multiple flex containers to display in line with each other? If we didn't want div elements to be block level elements, we would use display inline. Flexbox, however, provides the inline flex value for the display property, which allows us to create flex containers that are also inline elements. Okay, how can I apply this? So display inline flex. Width 150, height auto. And the container rule set the display property to inline flex. So what does it look like prior? Okay. So these are the elements stacked on top of one another. Similar to a block, but this is the default. Then inline flex, since they're both within the same container. Let's go here, container, connects all the way down here. Both container elements with, I guess you would call them children divs. They contain something. So, okay, Flexbox, having one big container with smaller containers inside of it and moving them. It's like moving one big package with a bunch of stuff inside of it. So this is inline flex. Justify content. In previous exercises, when we changed the display value of, what am I doing? Inline flex. Let's apply that. So we could do that with this. Or we could do that with the socials rather. So we have our div. Dang, I did it right here too. Okay, so we have div, socials. I'm gonna end this off here. Hit them with this. Oh. Okay. Then this will be our main container. What did they name these smaller containers? This big one is container box. Okay. So let's do this. Div equals, I don't think they use ID either. No, they just used all classes. So maybe my use of ID might be better for something else. I'll just do class equals contact info. Or not contact, what am I doing? Socials info. Let's do div class socials. And then, okay, so we have our main container, then we have our divs with the info inside of it. So this will be not IDV, div. Let's put this out. div. I'm gonna do class of, let's do box 1. No, let's just do box for all of them. I feel like box 1, box 2 can all be specific, but they're all going to be the same sized link. So unless I have another plan for one specific link, I don't think I should worry about that. Okay, so that's socials info. And then we could do that same one again. Div class socials info. Or matter of fact, let's do this. What is it? Control down? Nope. Oh, not that either. No, that definitely isn't it. How you I don't know how to change that. Or not change it, but gosh, okay. I thought it was Alt. To copy it. See. Let's do 3 more. Let's make all of these boxes as well. Oh, I have to put this at the end. Yes. Box. You know what? I should have made the class first before repeating them. I will remember that for the future. And here we'll do, so we have IG, X, Facebook. Let's do, actually. Oh, what? No, 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 no. None of that. Grab this. And then put it in here. And then put it in here. Okay, so this will be Snapchat. WhatsApp. I don't know why you would call a pizza place on WhatsApp. And what's another one? What is another? I guess YouTube. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so we got all of these set up. So now we want to apply a socials info right before our footer, right after the contact. Dot socials. What did I say? Info. Then we have display. Then once we hit it with inline block, it should be horizontal from one another. here, we can do, they had height as 100%. The width. Oh, not 3. To 10. And then since this is an entire container, we use align items. Oh, wait, what was it? It was text line. Wait, no, it's still not centered. Okay, hold on. Go to our menu. Okay, the menu is the overall container. Socials info is the overall container as well. So what exactly is going on with it? All right, let's look at our menu again. Menu. It's not even connected to. Oh, it's connected to that, yeah. Menu items. Still text align center. Oh wait, I have it on 2. Hey. So which one is it? Which one is it? Okay, so it's not that one. Menu items. All menu items. Okay. So I need a all socials info. So div. Gotta put in that div work. Divvy up the spot. Div. Let's see if I can get it done before the time ends. Class equals all. Nope. All social info. So we got the class. Let's do this above it. And then we're gonna do text align center. That should be it. That is it. So I need like a cue for myself. I mean, offer up me trying to do it on here. So socials info is connected to 2 separate boxes. All socials info is connected to all of this. All in one. So if I don't have 2 separate class boxes, in this case, I have my menu items, which is like, I guess you could say this is my invoice, the menu items, and then all menu items is the actual box. Socials info is my invoice, and then all socials info It's the box with the invoice inside of it. Got it. So this is specifying what's on that invoice page. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking back at the code and I'm like, why did I do inline block and we're working on inline flex? Then I hit him with this. I was like, oh yeah, this is not what you want right here. But we're gonna leave it as inline block right there. So that felt really good understanding this. But now we're on justify content. In previous exercises, yep, flex start, flex end, center, space around, space between. So once again, everything about Flexbox seems to be, okay, what's your, what was the word I used? What was the itinerary? Not the itinerary, I used a very specific word. What is the itemized list and what is the box? And it's really making sure everything is in one big box. So you can use display. Oh no, you would use justify content afterwards. So let's practice that. So we have display inline block. If we wanted to justify the content, it would be display, or what am I doing? Justify content. Let's do flex end. It didn't move a dime. Okay. So what exactly is going on with this? So we have it on flex end. Oh, what if we, let's delete this. Wait, no, I'm not targeting the correct one. So that's social, this is all social info. This will be justified content, no, flex end. It still didn't move a lick. Okay, what exactly is going on? All right. The display has to be flex first. Stop. There we go. Okay. You gotta flex first before you move it. Got it. Gotta hit him with that flex first. Okay. So, is there anything I really want to move like that? Not necessarily. You know what? Contact and socials. Let's put that. Okay, so we have contact. Let's do this. Attach it to, or let me delete them first. And then all socials info. Then we hit them with this. And then let's just hit Command Z on that. Oh, well, hold on. Yeah. Still no. Can we do center? Actually. All socials info. To justify content. Center. Okay, not quite. So I want them to be contact socials side by side. Would I do that? Let's open that up. Okay. So let's look at the code. We have all of our social info. With the contact, we have socials. Is this too much to move at once? All socials info. It works because we used it for this. Maybe take this out. If I wanted these to be side by side, how would I do that? How would we do that? So with these, when this was down here, all right, hold on. Now it's not working at all. What the heck? Oh, well, duh, because the div. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it adds that div at the end of it. Okay. Alrighty. So now it's all under the same guy. Let's move this up. So now that's up there. I think that's because of the contact margin. But no, they're in the same box. Well, the margin wouldn't go there. That's specified for the contact. So in all socials info, I would want the margin top. Let's do 20. That's where you move it. Okay, I'm learning. So now I have the contact and the socials right on the same line. Okay, all right. So you have one big box to move all the elements within your box. And then you have, I don't know what, invoices, that's what the word is. I have my invoices with information. I like that. Okay. So now we have that on the same line. I like that. If we wanted to move this below our image, what would we do? So where is this text? We were hungry, so we made pizza. So that's in our hungry class. All right. We have an image. It's probably out of the document flow. But no, it wouldn't be. Leo image, okay, it has a Z index. So it's behind our text. Position is relative to the document. I think this, yeah, this doesn't even do anything. So the height, I think that, interesting. As height? As height? If I wanted to make this image bigger, what? Hold on, Leo image. That's our image. With this, we had the, yeah, background image URL. I think I'm gonna do that for this as well. Yeah. I think I think his name's Grant Powell. I can't remember. Or Kevin Powell. His video pretty much said if you want to do background images, leave them on CSS. As far as I understand, let's do this. Why not? Is this how we're doing it? So we have Leo image. Let's get background. Oh, if I can spell background image URL. Then how did we do it up here? We have the website. This is a local PNG, so I have to keep in mind file paths. The dot. I don't think it's working. Just take this out. Okay, banner. So this would be actually our about. Right after our menu and H2 and menu and all menu items. So we are now. And I think I need OP padding bottom. Okay, so hold on. With 100%. Do I want it to stretch across the entire screen? Not necessarily. 230. I don't even have the image on here actually. Hold on. So none of this actually works. So let's do transfer all this to the about. Okay, wait. Yeah. Ain't it? Let's go back. Restaurant landing. So for style CSS, we're gonna, is it go back once instead of twice? Go back once. Yeah. Okay, then I want that to show up on here. The pixels. Okay, it's not working. Okay. So we have the URL. It should pop up. It's a local file. Do I have to give it some quotations? Here it was just DaVinci PNG. feel like I have to rename this. Let's just do DaVinci PNG. Then let's recreate the file path. Maybe it's this images. Well, it doesn't specify. Okay, maybe not. So if I do 2, it takes me back to the restaurant landing page. No. Where's the images? No. DaVinci PNG. Let's just do width. 100%. Still a no. I just want to see my image. Off topic, but this looks like a really nice color with to correspond with the word Sprite. This might be the same font they use for the Sprite logo. Maybe I'm tripping. But okay. So yes, we have this. I feel like it pops up if you just have that. It does not. So what else am I missing? Background repeat, no repeat. Or is it the padding? Okay, padding. I specifically had padding bottom. Still nothing. Okay, wait. Get all of that out. Background, URL, repeat, no repeat, 100%. If I just take all of these, it doesn't even show back up down here. I don't understand. Like this is a entire image. Does the about? Might be my about section. Div class about. Is it not capitalized? It's not capitalized. It's not capitalized. Of course it's not. Okay, so it does. That is so embarrassing, but you have to go through it. You have to go through it. Okay, 30. I do want to keep that margin top. I do want to keep that Z index. Let's do padding. it's still not the full width. Oh, now it's repeating. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Background image. Background repeat. What was it? None? No repeat. Okay. Now this is stuck on the side, and we want, not gonna lie, we want the about us to be outside of this. So let's do this. That's about, this will be, because if we choose hungry, it's just gonna be on top of hungry. Let's do it for the good practice. So get that out. If we do hungry, it'll just be on top of hungry. So let's change this to, let's change it back to Leo image. Let's have a div, a class, of Leo image. Keep it tucked. This was the about. No, it wasn't. With the Z index like that? Wait. Well, I think this was the about. Yeah. Well, there's nothing in there now, so. Haha. Let's do about, let's change this div to down here. Now we have our about section. And I think we need, I think this will be considered the itinerary. This will be, I just want to see, hold on. I said itinerary again. That is not the correct term. I keep saying that. Invoice. Okay, I want, how is the about us centered? Oh, because it's right there. Text align center. So this is our about. I'll remove this. It's our about. It's our hungry. Let me separate some stuff so I could get organized. I already have a Leo image. Okay, so this might be an issue. Well, you know what? It's not even connected to anything. So yeah, we had empty space right there. Good. Z index. I'm not gonna trip off this just yet. So we have that. We have our menu. This is gonna be our about section, text align center. I want to do display, flex, justify, center. Okay, so I do need a overall div. And I'm gonna take that. This is, we're gonna put this down here. And then this would be our class of all about. Or maybe about container might be a better. That might be a better about. Yep, that is exactly what we need. About containers, center flex, center. We have our image, hungry, little section. I want that to be centered. Text line, center. Okay, it's not centering, so what's going on about our container? About container. Freaking throwing up over here. Div class hungry. So the text is aligned in the center. I want the text within the box to center. Okay, I ran into this problem earlier. So what did I? Maybe socials. I have div class box. Div class socials info. So this, remember, these are our itinerary items. Ugh. Invoice items. So where's hungry? That's the first question. Where is hungry? Right here. This is an invoice. So when it's an invoice, let me see, social. Oh, it's an invoice, but it's under socials info. So socials info is inline block. Well, but it's still not centered, but okay, hold on. I might need to wrap this in its own container. Or maybe not. No. I might need to wrap this in its own container. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to understand why. Why would you? Why does about us? How is that centered? We have our about container text line. Do I have anything else to deal with about? I deleted it. Wait, I gotta give me a couple more seconds on this. I no longer have that about section, so why? What's the container? About container. Why does it center? Because if this isn't here, so how does the about? Yeah, it's just div about. Nope. Where's the end of this div? Right here. So if it was right here, yeah, it wouldn't be. That's so weird. Unless this was about to. Maybe not. Now I'm confusing myself. That's weird when the about. That's our container. It has about in the middle. So how do I? We have socials info. Then we put our invoice in one big one. Our socials. Wait, we didn't. Oh, what? Okay, so this is the invoice class of box. Socials info is the container. All socials info. No, this is the container for it all. There's the container. There's the, you know what? The book, the chapters, and then the pages. So on here, going back to the about, we have our book, the about container, our chapters, our classes, book, chapters, pages. The pages are divs too. Chapters and pages. So let's do this. Class. Let's do rather Leo state. So like that. Book, chapters, contact, socials. So we have the book, chapters, Leo image. Instead of hungry. Well, no, it would be hungry. because that's the chapter. Socials info. It would be Leo hungry, or it would be hungry. So now, well, it wouldn't make sense to have a div because we don't have multiple things. It's just one thing. Shit, we can't even move it with one thing. So simple. I'm like, oh, it's because it's absolute. Yeah. So we don't need this. I was tripping. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm glad I stuck that out to figure that out. Okay, margin 0 auto. Does this do anything? No. That's all I needed, text align center. Now margin 0 auto on here. Stop. Where'd it go? Right here on the H2, all the H2s rather. You wouldn't text align center? No, why? So it works for that. Let me see. Use margin. To center block level elements like div, image, or form horizontally within their parent when the element has a set width. Use text align center to center inline or inline block elements like text or inline images. Okay, wait. Right here. So let's go back. We have margin 0 auto. H2 is text. To center block level elements like div, image, or form. But this is text. So why does this work but text align center doesn't? Use margin 0 auto for centering boxes and text align center for centering text or inline content. Well, inline. Okay, I see it now. Removing the H2 box. That's why you use margin 0 auto, removing the box. With text align, you're moving the text itself. So if we come back up here, I'm getting actually excited about this. So if we do text align, end, the content within this box should be closer to the end. And it is. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. So you use text align to move the text within the box. You use margin 0 auto to move the box. Okay. Got it. Okay, I'm just doing another general look right now. We were stuck on Hungry Text Align Center. Yeah. I'm like, why is that? Well, yeah, the text wasn't aligned. Our about container, the content is justified in the center. What if we took this out? We did margin 0 auto, because that technically is you moving the entire box. Doesn't do anything. It's maybe maybe because it's not a specified container. So like Leo image. I keep doing this. So what the hell? Oh no, okay, about us is already aligned in the center. So me specifying it to the image, okay, that's when you would use it if you only want one thing. But okay, let's say I accidentally had this, right? Display, flex, and then justify center. So it would still be in the center. It's just redundant. And it was a lot closer to up there too. Interesting. This is very exciting. I am learning. Okay, so you can't use margin 0 auto as a general term, it seems like. Well, you know what? It is. Technically, it is working. Margin 0 auto. Because... Okay, hold on. If this wasn't text align center, well, no, that only focuses on the text within the box. What am I trying to get at here? It's already centered. Is this doing anything? I'm tripping. Border by. No, that it doesn't zero it out. It resets the default web page settings. This is already centered. That's really what I'm getting at here. Okay, hold on. So how do I know it's already centered? That's my question. This is the menu. The menu is completely separate. This H2, all my H2s are in the middle. So what makes my image, excuse me. What makes my image already in the center? This is our Leo image. Width, background, no repeat, height. It's gotta be the, no, it can't be the width. Let me see. Move that out the flipping way. Yeah, that's the width of the image, not the box. So what about the box? Not the image. If I took all these out, why wouldn't margin 0 auto? Okay. I'm getting lost in the sauce. Hold on. Text align. If we delete that. So wait. Hungry is the box that's being moved. Correct. Here's hungry, and then here's the P element. What if I change this to P? Yeah, it would stay here. The text is already aligned in the center. So text align center, centering the box. Text align center, you're centering the box, not, or the entire container, not the entire container, not the So how would I know to use margin 0 auto? Specify it on the H2. That's very specific. It's not you're not highlighting a container. So if we use 0 margin auto on a container, no, I'm not. Let's do it on here. Instead of text align center, it would still work. Okay. I think that was my question. When would you use margin 0 auto? When would you use text align center? Oh, but wait, the text. Is that how it was? No, it wasn't. Okay. So text align center moved the text and the image. So you would still have to specify in the about, or is it the about class, that you want that to be text align center. Margin 0 auto. I think margin 0 auto is better for the actual container, because you're moving the actual container, the margins of the container. And then about. Keep that center. Yeah, you don't want to text align an entire container. You want to, let me actually do that right there. I'm just trying to make it make sense. You understand? So that's what I want. Text align center, that's what I want for this. But we're moving the actual box. not the text inside of it. Oh, do I not need this at all? I don't need this at all. Okay, what if I wanted to specify what I want the color to be, but the about container moves that margin? Everything in our container. Okay. This has been very insightful. Okay, but I like the idea of you have the book. Let me go back. You have the book, the chapters about Leo image, hungry. Your chapters are your classes within the container. And then you have your pages, about us, your actual content within the chapters. Not just your pages, the content within the chapters. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that so much. Yes. So you can specify on your chapter, hey, I want this to be blue. But it's already centered with margin 0 auto. So I don't even need this as of right now. Do I still need this to be a class? No, I don't. If I wanted to make this blue, yes, I would, but yeah, no. It's within the div. Stop, okay. Yeah, it's within the div, so, or not within the div, it's within the about container. It's coming together, y'all. Let me take a break. All right, what's good, y'all? So on here, I noticed that the menu has, I thought this was a lot of padding at first. I'm not sure if this is just the default, but under style CSS, I don't know why I said it like that. Under my CSS, I haven't found like title card. I don't know what exactly is making all this padding here. So I'm assuming this is the default padding for this for this type of text. Because my menu, it's just a class of menu. The only thing I had was menu. I'm gonna fix this in a second. But let me do this here. But all I have is menu. It might be my H2. Margin 0 auto with, no, not H2. Even though this is an H2 element. Menu items with height. Oh, it might be height. Margin bottom. No. Let me see what my menu items are. Okay, so that's all right here. Yes. You know what? I don't know why I was changing that. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. All right, all menu items. That's our ID. All menu items. Text align center. So that's our chapter. Or no, that's our book. If we, with our analogy, book, chapter, and then content within those chapters. So we have, these are H3s actually. Okay. So all menu items. We have menu items. Okay. So that's what we need to specify, menu items. So the height is 13, margin bottom. Let's see some. Okay, yeah. So it was just the height. Now, I actually don't want any height, but we do want a margin of, let's go 5, let's go 20. Maybe 30, 40. Just keep the menu section one area. And you know what? Let's do the shorthand. You know what? That's our margin items. So we want that to stay like this. Actually, no, we don't. We don't need this margin bottom right here. I would rather that be under all menu items, because that is our book. So that's going to be down there. And up top, well, this is the one I actually want to make a shorthand. So, oh, wait. Is menu is not within this. So we actually can make this. Let me change this as well. So let's change this to menu container. And then menu container. I want to make this a class instead of an ID. And we don't have a timer on it at all. Okay, make this class not an ID. And where are we? Okay, we want to add this in. And I want menu container. I want to move this below it. So really just reorganizing these items, and we are learning. What is this? Right here. So let's just focus on our menu section right here. So we have our menu container, menu items. I want this container to be, let's do 10 for, whoa, uh-oh. 10 from the top, 0 from the right. Let's do 40 from the bottom, and then 0 on the left. Okay. Got a good distance away. Now I want the menu to be further down. So let's do 20. Give you some scroll room. I might do 17 somewhere. Oh, not 170. There you go. I might do 12 rather. Yes, when you scroll down, the first thing you hit is menu. Menu items. And instead of this, what did I write down? I have to go back in my notes to see what kind of pizzas I wrote down. Instead of having like single toppings, actual pizzas. I want actual pizzas. I know I wrote it down somewhere. You know what? I know it off top. I'm not gonna dig through that. This is the, let's say the Mona Lisa. Let's make this one Italian Renaissance. And then let's make this, what did I make this? The Last Supper. So now we actually have pizza. Pizza titles, names of pizzas. And then here, I mean, we can add p element. Oh, I don't remember what I had for the monolith. Let's just say pepperoni. Our signature pepperoni and sausage pizza special. And then if I wanted to do a line break, do that, made with love. I don't know. But just messing around, made with love. I could do the same thing with Italian Renaissance and Last Supper. I wonder if there's a way to italicize this. Instead of made with love, our signature favorite. Okay. Let's get on my, oh, wait. Oh, no, it's still, wait, you won't let me do, okay, yeah, I was like, you won't let me use parentheses? Okay. So that looks a lot better. And we're filling the box in, which is amazing. Okay, so now we continue forward with Flexbox. And here, I'll put it over here. Let me see what we... So we have align items. Okay. So you could have it upmost of the box, below, right smack in the center, or you can have it stretched. Now, I think it was this one. Was it this one? This. You might be unfamiliar with the min height and max height properties, but you have used height and width before. Min height, max height, min width, and max width are properties that ensure an element is at least a certain size, or at most a certain size. So I know you use that for responsive design, and that's the direction I want to go to next. I don't think anything else within here. Now this is, you could be specific on how much you want to shrink and stretch when you shrink and stretch the browser. Let me see something. Do not grow unless flex grow property is declared, because the default value of flex grow is 0. And you see how that kind of jumbles up like that? Maybe we do need flex grow and flex shrink. Another way of specifying the width of a flex item is with the flex basis property. It allows us to specify the width of an item before it stretches or shrinks. It's larger, the center div will absorb twice as much space as the side divs. Flex property is different from the flex value used for the display property. Okay, this is what I need actually. So display, inline flex, flex wrap. Let me see something. I know I didn't read all of it, but menu, so container. What is it? Flex. Hold on. It's display, inline flex, yeah, flex wrap, width. Maybe 200 EM? Am I tripping? Nah. Okay, let me just add text to these other ones. Let's just do pepperoni. Take this out. And then let's do this. Take this out. And then take this out. Okay, so we have menu items when they shrink. Oh, okay. All right, maybe not the entire container. So just the chapter. Let's see. Now, what is it like without it? They already do something similar. I feel like adding this in doesn't really do anything crazy. Flex wrap. The flex items are contained by a parent flex container. Well, they put it in the container. Look at something. Class container. ID of wrap. Interesting. Flex wrap wrap. Huh. Okay. I didn't think about that. Kind of like that. So you have your container. Well, this is CSS. So you have your container, class of container, and then ID of wrap. So it's universal. Ooh. That's where the ID's coming. That's exactly where the ID's coming. Okay. Not that. We come back up to our menu. Okay, we're stuck again. All right, hold on. Wrap, flex wrap. So we have ID of wrap. Let's go back to the HTML. Okay, flex wrap, wrap. Mona Lisa. Or right here, menu container ID wrap.